Yo, what's up? Welcome back to TopherTvPodcast, where we talk about any and everything. Of course, I'm accompanied by my wife, aka my co-host.
Key.
And welcome back for all the new people. Um, this is TopherTvPodcast. I hope y'all enjoy what y'all watch and can watch. All of my audio only versions of the podcast is on Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can listen to the podcast for free. YouTube side of things, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and comment down below, and you can share with y'all peoples. And maybe somebody can be impacted by the things that we say or the things that we talk about on any of our episodes. Like always, I hope everybody having a fantastic day. My day just got started not too long ago, and I'm feeling pretty well. Got a little cold trying to come around the corner, but I'm fighting it off. I think I'm gonna be good. How you feeling today?
I feel really good. Definitely happy that I got to see my dad. So.
Oh yeah,
I'm
did.
in good spirits. Really good spirits.
For sure. But let's talk about it, right? So lately, a movie has been trending, and it's called "Leave the World Behind." It's produced by Barack and Michelle Obama, and I found out about this movie. Actually, he was on TikTok, and it had a specific animal at the Statue of Liberty, and the animal was deers, and everybody was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And basically, if you watch this movie, it pretty much explains it all. But in totality, if you look at the movie, it's crazy to think about, but it's very likely to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in this movie, basically, the other countries decided to angle towards us in a different direction versus head on war. They decided to do a cyber war and basically attacked all of our main sources, from oils to satellite to water to everything basically. And I want to ask you, because I know you're in the military, how did that movie give you like more insight on what you believe
in? For me, I guess from my perspective, it's kind of like I already kind of expected it.
Mm-hmm.
I expect something like that to happen. I knew already that would be the next type of war. Nobody is killing each other no more.
Yeah.
It's too much work to do that.
Yeah, and also they always tell us that we have the strongest military. How true is that in your eyes? Because like for me, it had to be some truth to it, simply because I feel like nobody has tried it yet. You know what I mean? I feel like they have to gang up with one another to like.
This is true. I believe the difference is that like the U.S. is not afraid to act.
Mm-hmm.
Other countries, so for me it's like this. Other countries would rather us not be in their business, and we decide to get in their business. So it's like, because we're jumping into situations that really don't have anything to do with us, we already have the upper hand because we have some form of control. But in all honesty, like if we were to take our foot completely out, which is what most people want, which is why it would be cyber attack, because we are not afraid to go their home front, but it's like it's gonna take a lot to get here because we're already pre-prepared, and we're kind of like, if you step in them waters, you cross that line, I'm gonna cross it back.
Yeah.
Type stuff. And normally the U.S. crosses the line first.
I don't know. For me, I feel like they always tell us that we're the strongest, but I feel like if everybody like put their hearts and minds together, like overseas, that I feel like some things could go down.
Every country got a strength.
You know what I mean? So I feel like if they use all their strengths to get against us, it could possibly get ugly. But I definitely don't want no war, and I definitely don't want no cyber war, because in the movie, bro, I'm not gonna spoil everything because somebody could potentially go watch it. But the Teslas, they're electric, so they was able to be controlled, and they was all driving themselves and crashing into one another, and that's why I love my gas powered car. You had no way to contact people, and of course, like one of the main things, I feel that people are gonna start losing their minds because ain't no more social media. You can't talk to people. How you gonna get food if you're not prepared? Just those various things. So
basic home ec.
exactly. So
it's so the society we live in, technology and all of those things make it so easy to thrive.
facts.
And it's easy to go to the grocery store, and it's easy. There's so many easy ways out. And it's like once they take away your resources, how can you survive without going mentally insane?
And
because it happened, we've done it before.
And all in all, it's a very interesting way to attack, and it's very smart if you think about it. But in saying all of that, I'm not here to scare nobody, but be prepared. You know what I'm saying? In the event these things do go down, and also go check out the movie. This is no promo or anything like that, but just to give you some insight and some clarity on what I'm talking about. That way, you could possibly head it off in the best way you can. Yesterday, we used Snapchat to ask, what topics and things of that nature we should talk about. And of course, we had quite a few people, right? Maybe 5, 6. Yeah, 5, 6 people. And we put all the topics and the ideas in a little bucket. So if you want to follow me on Snapchat, it's Chris McClendon15. I'll put it in the description box below. You want to shake it up? We're going to shake it up, and then we're going to go with one of the topics on there. Just to do things a little different.
Okay. So you're shaking for you. Close your eyes.
Oh, I got to close my eyes?
Yeah, that one. Oh, shoot. Okay. Reach out.
Reach out. All right. Let's see what we got today.
Just extra beating. So just extra beating.
All right. So today the topic is men's lack of emotional and mental support. So I'm gonna start by saying this. Men are strong. We're physically stronger, and we try to be a lot more masculine than.
I'll be right back.
What?
Keep going. I'll be right back.
What the?
I'm sorry. Keep going.
What the heck?
Chris, keep going.
But men typically are physically stronger, and we try to be more masculine than females naturally, and of course, according to society as well. And a lot of times when we display emotions, it isn't perceived in the perfect light, and it allows us to not feel like we have an avenue to be emotional. And mentally, bro, we go through a lot. We go through a whole bunch. And of course, not being able to express your emotions and them being perceived in a way that doesn't make you feel less of a man allows your mental to run rampant as well. Do you want to touch on anything?
Okay, so you know how you gotta read and then get your thoughts.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I don't know. I feel like I'm biased. Well, I'm not biased. I know both sides. I know right now in my current life, I don't experience that anymore.
You don't experience what?
A lack of emotional and mental support.
Oh, okay.
So, but I've been there. I've dealt with men that had a lack of mental and emotional support. So for me, you just gotta go get you a better man. At that point, Because, or
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Okay, so let me see.
Wait a minute.
Let me explain myself. The reason why I say go get you a better man is because if you've been with somebody for so long and they're not mentally or emotionally giving you support or security, why are you with them? That's not a husband. That's not somebody you have to be committed to. So, but you also, I have to say but, and you also need to make sure you're providing emotional and mental support, because no relationship is 50-50. And there are going to be times where he may not be emotionally, mentally, like he may not have enough like capacity to offer up mental and emotional support, because he may just be going through a lot of stuff. On the other end, you don't have to be there for those things. On the other end, if that's a person that you want to be with, you just have to grow. It's just a growth thing.
Okay.
Every man can be mentally and emotional support, can be mentally and emotionally supported, but some men just aren't there yet.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I think we're taking two different approaches at this,
Okay.
which could possibly be good. But when you read this, what do you think of?
What do I think of?
Yeah. What do you think of? Because this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this.
The first thing that comes to mind when I think about this is like, look at that nigga. That's exactly what the first thing that comes to my mind.
Okay, so for you, you're reading this and saying that men's lack of emotional and mental support as far as towards you.
Yeah.
I'm reading this as a man's lack of emotional and mental support for me. You see what I'm saying?
Male female perspective.
Okay, see, you threw me off, because I'm like, why do I have to leave anybody if I'm struggling because I don't have an outlet?
Yes. So it's like two ways to read the question. Like you can get the perspective of
Okay, see, I was
how
going
men
off.
feel when they're at a lack,
Yeah.
without lack, and then I'll say what it feels to be like to have a man that's not mentally and emotionally supported.
Okay, see, I was confused.
So we'll look out for the men, but I take up the role for the women.
Yeah, because I'm like, why am I leaving anybody? And I don't have anybody that's supporting me emotionally. So, okay. That's what we'll go through. Okay, you can finish. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, like I was saying, I was just saying that people, well, men specifically, need to understand that everybody isn't going to allow you to be emotional. But the person that will might take some time, but you also just need to wait it out and understand that if you hold all that stuff in, bro, it can lead to a path of destruction. Because every man that I know, he always says the same thing. Every time I deal with something, every time I go through something, it's best that I just hold it in. Because the society has deemed like males supposed to be macho, stronger, sit on this certain pedestal of things of that nature, which can be true, but it doesn't make you less of a man if you expressing your emotions and having to get stuff off your chest constantly. Because, like I said, it can cause a mental burden on you and allow you to have other things destruct in your life simply because you can't handle your emotions.
So there's this song that I've been trying to get to. Have you listened to it?
I react to it on stream.
You actually listen to it?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that factual?
Yeah.
Is that really how men feel?
Yeah. But it's like it's hard to get it off because okay, so
so if y'all don't know, excuse me, I don't know.
Alright, go ahead.
Y'all don't know the song. The song is "To Be a Man" by Max featuring Darius Rucker.
I thought it was Dax.
Dax, my bad.
Yeah.
Dax.
Yeah, it's Dax.
By Dax. Dax featuring Darius Rucker.
Yeah, and basically in the song, he was talking about all the things that men go through that we basically have to live with for the rest of our lives. But he was also putting it out there so everybody can understand, because like I say, men don't be getting off their chest. Okay, so give us the women's perspective of men who lack emotional and mental support.
In giving it, or like in general, like if I'm experiencing a man who feels that way, or
yeah, experience.
Okay, so a man that doesn't have mental and emotional support. Well, if I'm dealing with them, that means I'm not offering up mental and emotional support. And if I'm not offering up mental and emotional support, it's because he's not offering it back.
Okay, so how can a man offer mental and emotional support? Because that's another question. It's like typically like we need these things, but it's not always communicated.
Communication.
It's not always communicated how that I can be there in those specific ways, like emotional and mental.
Okay, so
how do you do that?
Okay, so how do you be emotionally mentally supported from a man? For me, I don't know if this is like for every woman, but for emotional support, it's really actions. Because I used to always say, your first voice is your actions, your second voice is the words that come out of your mouth. So for women, emotional support it almost comes off as like a physical support, because for us, our emotions is really based in the physical.
So it needs to be, well, it has to be
shown.
Okay.
So
how do you show that?
Being there, actively being there. So it's like if you see me struggling, being there to encourage me or help me through my struggles. If I'm coming to you and I'm expressing myself, rather than hearing it as nagging, help me calm down to the point where I can actually express what I'm feeling. Have that open ear to listen. Mentally support me by, if it's a person that has kids, like so I'm gonna put that in our relationship. If a woman has a baby by a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the mental support may be getting that child, just you taking the baby, like without me asking, without any of the things. It may be you clean up the house. It may be you rubbing my feet. It may be you noticing that I'm struggling, so you take off that mental load. You may fix something in the house. That's how men mentally support us. For women, it's like a physical thing. Because it's like you may not be able to tell us things, because men are very wise. They do offer up a lot of good advice. But for women, it's like we kind of already know what you're going to say, and we don't need you to say it. We just want you to help us get there. Like, help me get to the point where I'm safe enough to take the mental load down, to actually see what I'm doing, or to see what I'm going through, or to see myself enough to get through these things. Okay. So that's what it is for me. Like, listening is very, very much important. Instead of being mad at me for being emotional, because most women, their emotions sometimes, or a woman who's not emotionally mature, when she's sad or disappointed or unhappy, she's normally going to be angry, or it's going to come off as anger.
Yeah.
Because she's just not emotionally mature enough to express the fact that, hey, I feel disappointed, I feel lonely, or I feel like sad.
Or like men not emotionally mature enough to accept it, or understand how to handle it.
Yeah, because some people may think, like, a woman may say, like, you're not helping me, you're not there for me. And you may be like, well, I'm sitting here every day, you see me every day. But it's like, it may be as far as like, if I'm in the grocery store and I say I got more than one child. If I'm in the grocery store and you see me holding one baby, you make sure you got the other child. You don't add any more stuff to my plate. So I can do what I need to do as a wife.
But
as a girlfriend, whatever y'all got going.
But is there a sense of communication that need to be had?
Oh, 100%, because men cannot read minds.
Yeah, but women can't either.
Okay.
But I mean, I just feel like you definitely don't want to have like a blind situation going on where it's like a lack of understanding.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, it's simple enough to do, but if I don't know to do those things, it's like I don't have a how-to guide.
Yeah. So, well, I asked the same question in reverse. How can women be there more emotionally, mentally for men?
Well, first off, they need to understand that like we have emotions too, because a lot of times like women feel like, you know, I'm supposed to be this emotional. You know, I have periods and I can have an attitude and things of that nature, but that's true too. But in saying that, I have times where I feel overwhelmed, just like a woman does. I have times where I I'm not having the best of days simply because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And the main way I would say it is just like listen and allow us to do that without feeling judged, right? Because like I always talk about, society has these norms that they put on genders and make it gender specific or what we can and can't do, and like unintentionally we fall victim to those things, and like people don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I come to you, I don't want it thrown back in my face, knowing that I might have felt this particular way, some type of like, say for instance, I felt like really emotional to the point I was about to cry. Right later on in the argument, I don't want to brought up to me like you're always just so emotional and crying. That don't make me feel good as a man. First off, I trusted you to show you that I could be vulnerable enough to cry, and you dove back and tell me that I'm a crybaby because I had a bad day. You see what I'm saying? Like, no man wants to hear that because it makes me feel weak and I don't have nobody to talk to. Because it's like, in-house, you're supposed to have a lady that you can feel that comfortable with. But if you make me feel like that, then guess what that turns into? A mental burden on myself and allow me to hold in all my emotions. Too much anything is never good. You explode.
It definitely
Pressure bust pipes, and it make diamonds as well. So it's like this could go two ways. Like I'm putting my pressure out there that I'm dealing with, and I want you to accept it and allow me to be able to fix it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of the main particular ways. Like, we just don't want it thrown back in our face, and that happened more times than not because I don't know. It's like that's always like one of them sore spots that women or anybody ever hit with men when it comes to like us like sharing our emotions and stuff. Because the one emotion that we always show is probably anger.
Yeah, and women are always sad.
Yeah, so I mean, if you get something else, then it's deemed different. And, they go to question your sexuality and things of that nature.
Yeah, I understand. Alright, dang, shoot, I feel like I'm saying like I can do that. That's not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like basically from both perspectives of a man that isn't mentally and emotionally supportive and a man that's not receiving it, from both perspectives would be communicate those things.
Yeah, for sure.
And be you on the person who's the receiving end, or in any relationship that you have, be willing to be open-minded enough to listen with your heart so you can hear what your partner is saying to you.
Yeah.
So you can better be able to execute what they need to better your relationship. And if that person, once you communicate, you tried those things,
mm-hmm.
and it's not making any progress, that means for me, I don't know about how you feel, but I believe if I communicate something with you and I'm expressing how I feel, if you don't actively try to fix those things, it makes me feel as though you don't care about me and I'm not wanted here.
Yeah,
because
if
you want something, you're going to actively try to keep it.
100%. And then it just comes off insensitive to me. It's like, I can sit here and, rub your back when you're not having a good day, but then you can't return a favor for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just turns into, oh, you looking at me in a different light. That's insensitive as hell. That's the part I don't be getting. But keys with key, what you got for us today?
Keys with key. Let's see. What did I write?
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of said it in the podcast today. So let's talk about, I have this big theory about actions and like your voice. So you know me, I love writing. I love expressing myself. I like drawing. I like all of the arts, whatever. But there was this time in my life where I got so disappointed all the time. People would say, oh, I'm gonna do this for you, and then didn't do it. So I developed this thing. Your first voice are your actions. Your first voice is your actions. Your second voice is the words that come out of your mouth, because your actions is going to make your words facts.
Action speaks louder than words.
You know what I mean? So that's why, like, it's the same thing. So how about this week, y'all, or if y'all listen to this podcast, try something. If you know you're not going, if you keep telling somebody you're going to do something and you don't do it, stop talking, because you're wasting your breath and you're wasting their time. Don't say anything. If a person say you're not this, you're not that, you either can prove them wrong or prove them right. But your actions are always going to be what people base their judgment of you off of. And if you don't want that judgment to be negative, then let your actions speak for you. And then now your words have power and influence.
Word to the wise right there. Word to the wise. Okay, so what you got to get off your chest? Let's see what you got to get off your chest today.
What I get off my chest today is, in order to have faith, you gotta stop looking.
Okay, elaborate.
So the saying is walk by the verse is walk by faith and not by sight. So in order to really have faith, you have to walk blindly. So it's almost like you have to live life with a blindfold on. And having your heart that, I don't know, I keep bumping this thing. Having your heart that everything is going to work out the way that it's supposed to work out. Whether you be appreciative for the bad, the good, the ugly, you be appreciative of all of it. Because it's all building towards something great.
Yeah.
So yeah, in order to have faith, in order to walk by faith, you got to stop looking.
Nah, that's definitely true though. Because if you walking and you see everything, then you don't have a reason to have faith.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? But then it's like spoon fed. You see what I'm saying? So it's like in order for you to accomplish something, you have to believe in it and not see the end result.
And then on top of that, when you start looking, sometimes it makes it hard to have faith. Because you're looking and like the road may be yucky, gross, and nasty.
It may be extremely discouraging.
Yeah, so it's like, and that can potentially influence you to speak negatively. So now you're just making the dirty road longer. Versus if you don't look at it and you don't have nothing to say, you just be happy that today is a new day.
You're right, for sure.
And you just gotta get pictures.
Huh?
You gotta get pictures. No, I don't think you're asking.
Oh, yeah. For me, it's just like whatever you want to do, just make sure you like work hard at it. You know, you put enough time in it, adequate time, important time, essential time in whatever craft that you want to accomplish. You know, because faith without works is dead. You know, so just work hard. Just to piggyback off what she was saying. And make sure you do it intentionally. You know, if you want something great to come out of it, you're gonna have to put some great action towards it. So that's what I gotta get off my chest.
Alright.
So look, I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. YouTube side of things, make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, and share with y'all people. And also, the audio-only versions of the podcast are on Apple Music Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Spotify. Y'all got 4 different great options that y'all can go listen to the podcast on, and it's audio only. So you don't need no visuals, and you don't have to do too much of nothing.
Don't forget the raffle.
Yes, sir. So we got a raffle. This channel and my other channel, More Topher. If you get More Topher to 200 subscribers, and this channel to 500 subscribers, we're doing a $200 grocery giveaway, and we'll raffle off, and then we'll announce on here and probably my other channel to let y'all know who won that raffle. But yes, if you could do that, it would be greatly appreciated. Just subscribe, tell somebody that knows somebody else to subscribe, and you can potentially get the raffle.
Keep on sending us topics, y'all. We'll keep on putting out polls. Let's get our little bucket bigger.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll probably do it on Instagram. I got all of my socials in the description box below. Everything pretty much the same as TopherTvPodcast. But y'all will see that in the description box below. And I appreciate y'all for tapping in, and I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast episode, man. Peace.
Peace.